Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Guess what time it is? It is time for our weekly installment of Everyday Enlightenment. And of course, these are questions that you guys send in, and please send them via email, rj@ascendthefrequencies.com. Such great questions, and I enjoy answering them. And please subscribe, make comments, but definitely put your questions to me for me to answer in an email. The comments on the videos are fantastic, but I don't really want to answer them there or try to pull them out of there. Just send me the questions directly. Such great questions. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the first question. I'm actually going to bring it up here on my computer. Okay, here we go. RJ, please talk about the interplay between predestiny and free will. How does this work? How much control do we really have over our earthly incarnations? Is it the case that our life plan determines certain key events that must and will take place in our lives, and the free will part is how we navigate the portions of our lives between each of these life milestones that have been predetermined by us and our non-incarnate state? How does all this relate to parallel life conditions that are set up? Ravender. Okay. Ravender, first off, thank you. Great question. Great question. And we're all going to be talking live in a couple of weeks, by the way, for all of those that have the Supercharged Self-Healing app mobile course. We're going to be doing a live Q&A. So Ravender, I'll see you very soon. Okay. This is a great question. All right. So let me get this off my screen. Okay. So we're talking about predestiny and free will. How does this really work? Okay, so Ravender, I would say that you're already right on track with even the way that you phrased and posed your query. Okay. So we can think of the life plan as just data points along a timeline. Okay? We absolutely, all of us, we map out certain experiences that we're going to have, whether that's experiences that are sort of in the background that are running, we'll call that world culture or world events if you want. And then there's also going to be experiences that we have, whether just individually or that we've lined up with other souls to experience, right? So those are just data points as a way to look at it. Data points within the timeline. Now, those are absolutely predetermined. We actually map it all out. You can even think of it as a movie script if you want. And we write this script prior to reincarnation. Okay, we work with our guides and helpers, what people call guardian angels, or their angels. Angels are something completely different, and I've actually been requested to do a video on angels, and maybe I will. Our guides and helpers are who map out the life plan, and once we're incarnate, because of the severe drop in frequency, we're actually losing consciousness as we come down into the low frequencies of the physical universe, and therefore total amnesia. How do we get here? What am I supposed to do? What is the point? Who am I? Right? All the questions that we ask ourselves pretty much all the time, right? And then upon authentic self-realization, or even what's past that, self-mastery, we're able to sort of access these things directly, tangibly. So, okay. We definitely map out certain experiences. These are experiences that we want to have because within that there's the potentiality for the accrual of sentience, or what we could just simply call our own evolution, our evolution of consciousness. Okay? And what we are is sentience, and so really what we're looking to do is to deepen our reservoir of sentience, which is really love and wisdom, and the subsets are talents and abilities. So we're really looking to deepen our reservoir of love and wisdom. And that's really the evolution of consciousness in sort of a sentence. Okay. Now, these things are all mapped out, these major events with different people or things in the background, or even a solo event, right? Okay. The free will aspect of that, once you get here, okay, how you operate with yourself, and also we'll call it the outside world. There really isn't one, but so how you operate with yourself and how you operate with the outside world is totally up to you. Now, we could, for example, we could map out all this great stuff and get so discombobulated, we get so off course, uh, that we may very well miss some of these things, and that's actually possible. Okay, we can get aligned with ourselves, and then we start to experience these data points. Now, what is the difference between predestiny and free will? Okay, let's just use an example because it's easier, right? And I like analogies, and the crazier the analogy, the better I like it. Okay, so let's say it is part of our life plan or predestiny that we're going to be born in New York and that we move to California. And that's because in California, there's going to be some of those data points of our life plan are going to take place. Certain people that we're going to meet, certain experiences that we're going to have to do with us being in California. Excuse me, but we're born in New York. Okay, so that's predestiny. We're going from New York to California. That's part of the plan. Okay, where's the free will if it's predetermined? The free will is how you get there. You want to walk, take a bus, drive, take a flight, take a train, walk on your hands, go kicking and screaming, go with an open mind and open heart, right? Okay, so we get the point, I hope, right? All right, so the free will is in how you go about doing it, in how you go about achieving it, how you go about experiencing it. The quality of the experience itself is part of your free will. Like I said, kicking and screaming, filled with fear, filled with apprehension, or filled with excitement, joy, happy, right? All this is up to us in terms of our moment-to-moment existence. Okay, so the predestiny is New York to California. Gonna happen. Part of the life plan. How you get there? That's your free will. Now, there is lots of free will when we get here. In fact, most of what happens here is our free will in the sense that how do you experience the data points? Really think about what I'm saying. We could have certain things lined up and we can work with them in a very deep, holistic, aware state, or we could work with them in a very egocentric or pattern subconscious egoic mind type of way, or a narcissistic way, right? And then we're really missing a lot of the quality or the depth that could be there in terms of the accrual of sentience within each one of these data points. So the free will is our moment-to-moment existence. It's totally up to us. We can work with ourselves in a very profound, holistic, centered way, or not, and everything in between. Certain things are lined up, absolutely. How you get there, how you achieve it, how you work with it, how you recognize it or not recognize it, that's the free will. Now, the more off course we get, the harder it is to experience those data points. The more attuned we are with the self, the more the universe is able to present those data points because we're in agreement with our own plan. Now, often if we get misaligned or we're off due to too much free will that is not in conjunction with the true self or the life plan itself, this is where we get a lot of things that don't work out. That's because it's not meant to, because you designed something else for yourself. So whether it's a relationship, a failed business, doesn't really matter what it is. It's like, RJ, why did these things keep happening? Well, because they're really not part of your life plan. That doesn't mean everything is going to be easy, too. I don't want you to confuse that either. Remember, the soul chooses these things because there's a challenge within them. And it's through challenges we strengthen our will and soften our heart. That's the point. In a very short way of saying it. Okay? So, predestiny, we map out. Free will, how we work with it. That's really the difference. Now, the other part, Ravender, of your question, I hope that answers that. The other part of the question was parallel conditions. Okay. Parallel conditions are simply the fork in the road. When we have a possible choice. Okay, just for example, should I date him or should I date this other guy? Should I date her or should I date this other lady or whatever, right? There's a choice. Should I take this job or take that job? Should I move to Toledo or should I move to Florida? Whatever, right? Okay. Now, because the universe itself is conscious, okay? So think of it as simply just a part of God itself, okay? Because it is. So God is self aware, clearly, and self evolving, and it evolves through every possible way that it can learn. Now, once there's energy behind something, meaning there's a possibility, go here or go there, both of them have presented themselves because there is energy behind both of them, both of these possibilities. Now, consciously, we only choose one, but actually, all choices get experienced. And so when we choose this, we think we did not choose the other thing gets chosen too. We just can't access it the way that we operate in terms of we only can experience one reality at a time, like one radio station at a time. Even though there's 1,000 songs playing right now, how many can you listen to at a time? So how many realities can you experience at a time? How many are actually occurring right now? Too many to count. So a parallel condition occurs when there's choice. So a life review, by the way, you review all of them. That's why one single lifetime affords so much evolutionary opportunity, because it includes countless parallel conditions. So a parallel condition, Ravender, is created when there's a choice. Because there is possible consciousness evolution within any choice, those choices actually occur, even though they're outside of the way that our brain can actually facilitate experiencing them one reality at a time. So therefore, we think we chose A, which we did, and B never happened. Wrong. B also happens too. And there is a way to experience parallel conditions. It requires great detachment and it requires a higher state of consciousness, but it is possible to experience these things. Okay, so that's a great question, Ravender. I did my best to answer it. I hope that was helpful. I hope this was enlightening. And please send me more questions. And again, email them to me, rj@ascendthefrequencies.com. But I love to see your comments within the videos. And it is my hope that you share these things with people that you know that need to hear them. People that you know that need their mind expanded or that need validation that they're going in the right direction in terms of their own expansion, their own self-awareness, their own awakening. Please share. It's great to see you. I'll see you all very soon. Be well.